Coming up, when we talk about 3 different Marvel series, including What If, Echo, and Hit Monkey. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com. It's time for a quick Disney Plus news roundup. Let's start off with talking about Echo, because good news, folks, if you want to watch it when it drops onto Disney Plus, it's going to be arriving a little bit earlier. That's because this show is going to be getting the primetime viewing system that we saw with Loki and Ahsoka. And it's going to be dropping on Tuesday, the 9th of January 2024. It'll be dropping at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. So it's about 6 hours earlier than originally planned. So yes, it's going to be dropping all at once. Going to get all 5 episodes. I've seen the first 3, really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see the rest of the show. So it's kind of cool that we're getting this. We've kind of seen this before with some of the big primetime shows, and I think it just makes sense to try and get as much buzz around this as possible. Now, obviously, for those of us outside of the Americas, it's still going to be arriving on January the 10th. It's just going to be a few hours early. I mean, I think for like me here in the UK, it'll be like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll watch it when I get up. But obviously, if you're in Australia, it'll be much earlier in the day. Same thing with Asia. So just overall, I think we're going to see more of this with the prime time shows. But let us know. You're going to be watching Echo when it all drops. You're going to watch all 5 episodes back to back on that Tuesday night. Let us know what you think of this in the comments below. It's been about 2 years since the release of the first season of the adult animated series Hit Monkey, which is based on a Marvel comic book. Now, this series was originally created by Marvel Television, and that division got kind of like swallowed up by Marvel Studios a couple of years ago, because Marvel Studios wanted to concentrate on kind of making shows that were connected with the MCU and so on. So this was going to be part of a bigger platform, and they were going to be bringing in lots of different characters like Howard the Duck. We already saw MODOK, that series. And Hit Monkey, there was also going to be like a Tiger and Dazzler series, and they were all going to come together for the Offenders, kind of like a big Avengers join that thing. That never happened. That all got cancelled, but Hit Monkey was able to come out because it was far enough in development. But the viewing figures were so good that they actually decided to renew it for a second season. A few little differences that now 20th Television Animation is now dealing with the animation on the series. They do like Family Guy and The Simpsons and stuff like that. And it's no longer got any branding with Marvel. So they're kind of separating it a little bit from anything within the Marvel zone, which is nice to see. It's nice to see Marvel being able to explore characters that we maybe don't necessarily need to see in the MCU. And it's not part of that, and it's just a little bit disconnected. And I think with animations, there's a little bit more scope that Marvel audiences will be a little bit more open to this kind of stuff. But a little bit cheap in terms of the poster. I mean, it literally is just the same artwork as in season 1. They've not even given new artwork out. So hopefully we'll find out a bit more about this pretty soon, when it's going to be coming out, etc. But let us know. Excited about a second season of Hit Monkey, and obviously you can watch the first season right now on Hulu on Disney Plus in the US, and also on Disney Plus around the world. Love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below. So this coming Friday, we're going to be getting the very first episode of the second season of Marvel Studios' What If. And there's going to be 9 episodes, and they're going to be released each day over the Christmas period. So there's plenty of new stuff to be watching, and Disney has also confirmed now the episode titles that we're going to be getting, which include What If Nebula joined the Nova Corps? What If Peter Quill attacked Earth's Mightiest Heroes? What if Happy Hogan saved Christmas? What if Iron Man crashed into the Grandmaster? What if Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper? What if Kakori reshaped the world? What if Hela found the 10 rings? What if the Avengers assembled in 1602? And what if Strange Supreme intervened? So there's going to be some interesting stories of this, because it kind of like branches off into different multiverse stories of what we've seen in the MCU. I really enjoyed this show. I'm really looking forward to watching it when it drops over the holidays. I think actually getting them all out in like 9 days just gives us all something to watch. Kind of gets it over and done with quite quickly. I don't think a weekly release would work with this one the same way. And I also feel like with What If and with animation as a whole, the mainstream Marvel audience doesn't necessarily turn up in the same numbers. So this will be a nice way of just giving it a boost. Looking forward to this one, but let us know, which episode are you looking forward to the most? Love to hear your thoughts. Can't wait to watch the Christmas Eve one. That one's when Happy Hogan saves Christmas. That just sounds like a lot of fun. So looking forward to that one, but let us know in the comments below. With it being Monday, let's now talk about what's new on Disney Plus today. There was lots of new content added on to Disney Plus in the United States as part of the Hulu on Disney Plus beta option. So these are all kind of next day shows that aired last night. So on there we've got the season finale and the last ever episode of FX Archer, so you can find that there. Plus lots of other animation from 20th television, including The Simpsons. You've also got Bob's Burgers, Family Guy. So lots of great stuff there to be checking out, in addition to some other new things like All Rise got added on there. That also got added onto Hulu. And the typical kind of daily stuff that you get from ABC News. So what you're going to be watching, love to hear your thoughts on that. Never really got into Archer. Something it's on Netflix over here in the UK. It's kind of a show that it's completely missed me by. But yeah, always like watching Simpsons and Family Guy. Can't go too wrong with that. But let us know what you're going to be watching today on Disney Plus in the comments below. And our comment of the day, which comes from Lady Jennifer Snow, who says, do we know if Percy Jackson and Olympians will be a prime time drop or a 3 a.m. drop? So as of yet, we've not been officially told. I'm guessing it's going to be the normal Disney Plus release time, where it drops at like midnight Pacific time, sort of 3 a.m. in Eastern time, and that's about 8 o'clock in the morning at UK time. They've not announced. Usually by now you would have expected, if they were going to move it, they would have announced it already. I mean, they just announced it for Echo, as I said earlier today, and that's about a month off. But sometimes things can change a little bit nearer the time. I do feel like these kind of primetime releases, they're kind of keeping them very much for the mainstream shows that they know is going to perform well. I think with Percy Jackson, I don't know if they think it's going to hit or not. I think if it's good, and the fact that it's a double episode premiere, we'll get a lot of excitement then on that Wednesday when it drops anyway. But I'm not expecting it to drop early on Tuesday night, because like I said, that's like literally tomorrow and they've not announced it. But things could change obviously between the time of me recording this and putting it out there. But yeah, as of yet, it doesn't look. I always tend to think at the minute it's like Marvel and Star Wars seems to follow into it. I mean, we don't really even know if What If is going to be doing it this week. You know, they've not even announced that. If I'm guessing it's going to be normal time. But let us know. Do you like the prime time drops, or do you prefer them just to be whenever they normally happen? Love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below. So got an extra question here from our YouTube channel member Cetan, who says, 2 weeks before Mickey Mouse Steamboat Willie enters the public domain, what are your thoughts? So this is going to be really interesting to see what happens when Steamboat Willie and a number of other characters go into public domain, and how people are going to respond to this, because I think there is going to be a lot of misunderstanding over what this means, because unfortunately Mickey Mouse is not going to be fair game for everyone to start using. I can't change my logo and start doing the whole Mickey Mouse, and he's no longer just, we can start churning out merch and all the rest of it, because it's still a trademark and Disney still own it. And they still own all the trademark and all the copyright over all of the other versions of Mickey Mouse over the years. That's why he keeps changing and why he keeps adapting. So you could try and use Mickey Mouse, but unless it looks pretty much identical to the version from that initial short, Disney probably can go after you. And I think they're going to be pretty strong on going after people for trademark, not for copyright. I think there's going to be a lot of people jumping the gun thinking that they can just do what they want with Mickey Mouse, and it's not quite going to be the same. So any differences that have changed with Mickey Mouse since that initial cartoon, anything that matches anything new will then come under it. So this is definitely a weird way of looking at it. They can't turn it into like a new version that looks like one of the new shorts or anything like that, because that's already been done. I also think the fact that Disney even like made the Steamboat Willie available in like the highest quality, you can't just rip that off and do what you want with it, because that's not quite how this all works, because that's been changed. If they've made an alteration to it, it counts. Yeah, this is, you know, the whole thing at the beginning where he goes, you know, the singing bit and do-do-do. They've been using that at the beginning of their movie, so therefore they cut it, they changed it, they probably edited it slightly, so therefore you can't just rip it off. There's going to be a lot of stuff here which I think trademark is going to really catch us out. Now, Disney have been using public domain characters for a long time. Most characters, this always gets me when people say about Disney creating original characters. They've just been using public domain stuff for like a century. You know, Peter Pan, you know, what was it? Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Aladdin. These are all classic public domain characters. Anyone can do Aladdin or Beauty and the Beast kind of stories, but they can't look and have any aspects from the movies. Also, you think back to like Winnie the Pooh. I mean, we had that horror movie, and I suspect they're going to work on something like that as well. It had to be very different. Like something as so simple as Tigger couldn't be in it, or I think even like they couldn't even have him have like a red top or something like that, because therefore that was in a newer version, so that would get them into it. So it is going to be interesting to see what happens. I think it's going to change as we go on, but Disney are going to protect that trademark because they own it. So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of companies that are going to get very caught out trying to take advantage of it. And I would say if you are planning on doing something, speak to your trademark lawyer, because there's probably going to be some issues there that you need to be aware of. But yeah, love to know your thoughts on that as well. If you've got a question for tomorrow, let me know them in the comments below. And obviously, if you are a YouTube channel member, thank you so much for your continued support. Same with everyone on Patreon. On that note, guys, thank you very much for watching. See you guys soon. Later.